Hello? Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me out in Happy Land? Let me know if you can hear. Give me a yo if you can hear me. Good, good. See them yos out there. You know how I like to see them yos. They get the lead and the pencil. If y'all good looking, sexy people are doing all right, let's go. Come on. Yo. See them yos. They've been throttling my transmission, so that's kind of a bummer. But what are you gonna do? Roll with the punches. I just finished up five five classes this morning. Hey, look, Callie Karen's out there in the ideas room. Hi, Karen. How is everything in Sacramental, sacrilegious, sacramental, the sacrament of the northern, the capital of the northern province of California? I'm stepping off camera to get a little puff on my cigarro. I just finished a class, so I'm doing intermittent live streaming today because Jeff was thinking about me. He was asking about me. Are they throttling the school too? No, they don't. It's funny when I do my transmissions for the school, they open up the bandwidth and I can broadcast live to like 100 different folks. But when I'm doing my own thing, taking a break, and after 5 hours of class, I take a single break and I get a shit grin, shitty look. What can you do? Just roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. You know how it goes, man. Can't live with them, can't kill them, right? Um, what's going on with you out? Like I said, what's going on with you out in Sacramento? Anything interesting? I'm looking out the window right now and puffing on a what? My sister used to say it smells like you're burning a turd. So I'm burning a turd. I got half a turd left. It's my break time. I'm allowed to puff a turd. Puff a what? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it anymore, man. I've lost my American vernacular, having lived outside of America for so long. Man, I was really planning on coming home to the States this summer, and I'm still trying. It's my objective to get back home, but I'm meeting with a lot of resistance. And so, buy silver, yeah, people are crashing their cars for the insurance claims now here in California. And they've always been doing that, Karen. I can remember people pulling shit like that when I was a kid, burning down their business, right, to get the insurance. They did that just recently. They were doing that in Minneapolis last year. They did it all over California. Put every private business owner and middle income family that was operating a business outside of the corporate oligarchy and the technocracy. They put all of them out of business. That was the whole thing. I mean, you think it was about anything else? It's got nothing to do with anything else except for dominance. It's not even about the money because they can just print the money all they want. At the Fed Res, the privately owned Fed Res. It was the Rothschilds that own most of it. Bernanke, Greenspan, bunch of fucking crooks. I was listening to a guy yesterday that was really funny talking about him. He was talking about the nature of double speak. Is that what it's called? That principle of, let me check. I can look it up. I was looking at it yesterday. The controllers, the MFers is like leak. Rex Bear over at Leak Project. He calls them the MFers, the money funders. I just call them fucking assholes. AI, asshole, asshats and idiots. Assholes and idiots. Let me see. Hey, look. Nunu's out there in Happy Land. Nunu, are you with us, brother? Manifesting in from old Atlantis and beyond Lemuria, the once great island nation of Mu. that has been shattered by the force of the Titans. Let me see, what was that called? How misleading. Ah, here it is. So the entire transmission is called How Misleading Language Ruins Our Lives. And it's by the Film Archives. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not. Yeah, Atlantean Neo just sent me a message. He said, yes, real magic is a personal experience. And then David Guagamela was out there too. It says 12 minutes ago. He said, today's word is transmutation, magical realism, and house of the spirits. Wow, those are good comments. I'm sorry that they didn't get the notification that we're live, right? Susan is not bothering to notify them. So you can see their comments here. Uh, Nunu says, yes, real magic is a personal experience. And then David Guatemala came in with the big guns the other day, man, over at Buy Me a Coffee, fucking swinging heavy 18-inch cannons off the side of a Nimitz class battleship. He says, today's word, transmutation and magical realism, house of spirits. Yeah, so I'll show you it, Karen, if you're still there. Uh, it's called How Misleading Language Ruins Our Lives, The New Doublespeak and the Communications Crisis, 1966. Hey, Russ Ladd's there. Haven't been showing up in streams lately. You've been busy. I've been taking double shifts for the job. I thought when I first saw that comment, I thought that you said you had gotten double jabbed for your job. And I was like, damn, man, that's harsh. Harsh. Yeah, it's called are you serious? Susan went to the WEF? That just shows you the kind of horse shit that's going on in this world. That's absolutely astounding. Yeah, good day, Rush Lad. Yeah, so it's called The Film Archives. Read the book at Amazon. Really? They're trying to sell Amazonian books. That old Bezos. Susan's breaking up my feed. She doesn't like me transmitting. She's going to cut me off. William D. Lutz is an American linguist who specializes in the use of plain language and the avoidance of doublespeak, deceptive language. He wrote a famous essay, The World of Doublespeak, on the subject, as well as the book Doublespeak. His original essay and book described the four different types of doublespeak: euphemism, jargon, gobbledygook, and inflated language, and the social dangers of doublespeak. Um, I I am an ET. Um, yeah, they did. That's exactly what they did. Karen, you're so smart. You're so smart. You got them figured out. They won't tolerate any of that horse shit. Not in the new world order. Uh, we have moved beyond the timeline of free speech, and we've moved into a brave new world, 1984. So I gotta watch my P's and Q's. Frank been watching the Angelus all week. That's right, Karen. Karen knows what's up. I have been ET in it. I am an ET, an extraterrestrial English teacher. Um, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it, guys. I need to get my downtime so that I can be effective in the virtual classroom. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about Susan and see how fast they break up my feed. Yeah, it looks like a good one. I listened to his lecture. It was I believe a 2 hour or a 3 hour lecture on the topic. Um, was the main takeaway. The main takeaway is probably that lawyers are not people. Hey, Nunu, I was just talking about you, man. I said that you sent me a message out in Happy Land, and you were agreeing with me that magic is a personal experience. Real magic is a personal experience. I also saw David Guagamela out there. for a little while, for a moment. He made a comment about 20, 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. He said, today's word is transmutation, magical realism, and house of the spirits. Sounds like he knows his stuff. I know you do, Nunu. You're manifesting in from ancient Atlantia and beyond Lemuria. We cannot escape. Well, magic is not something that you need to escape, Karen. It's something you need to learn how to control, right? The all mind, your connection to the all mind. Uh, and either you learn or you don't. I mean, either way, you're going to have there's going to be a response. There's going to be an echo from the responsive universe, right? The subtle responsive universe. So these subtle echoes are all around you. Everywhere you look, you're creating ripples, butterfly effects. That's correct. I agree with you, Atlantean Neo, and it's allowed me the opportunity to swipe the shadow away from the dark mirror and light the lamp of learning for myself and others, hopefully. I mean, it's the ideas room that makes it happen. I don't really believe in the existence of Atlantis. Okay, well, you don't have to believe, Ruslad. The interesting curiosity about the truth, Ruslad, is that it doesn't require us to believe in it. It's real whether we believe or are skeptical or whatever. High truths, you think they need an individual man to believe in them? Um, that's a little bit arrogant. I detect a bit of hubris with you, Rushlad. You're casting your pearls before the swine. Yeah. People who tell me, yeah, I hear people say it all the time. They're like, I don't believe in God. I'm like, that's good. He doesn't believe in you either. You will wallow alone in the eighth sphere as the vortex of negative entropy crushes your soul out of existence, right? Atheists believe what happens at the end of an atheist's life? It's like a gaseous fart and it just dissipates. That's right. Nunu knows. Atlantean Neo. He's a time traveler, bro. You got a time traveler in the room from old Atlantis that brings tangible and physical proof from the realm of the ancient masters into modern times. And you're like, I don't believe it. And it's like, no, no, nobody's trying to convince you. This is not a room. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I spread a little bit of my opinion, right? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink, right? But the truth, like I said, the truth with a capital T doesn't require proof. It just is what it is. And those who know, and those who do not know, right? And when you know, you won't talk about it anyway. The reality is, those who speak do not know, and those who know do not speak. Yeah, the interesting thing about the evidence, as you say, Ruslad, the evidence is only presents itself to you through a filtration of your own mind. You can't even prove that you're alive or that you even exist. And so your entire experience in worldly life is unprovable and ephemeral, like a flash in the pan. And the only way you can truly know if you exist or not is like Atlantean Neo, if you've traveled through time and you wake up to the experience of many lifetimes, as the true evolution of spirit is that living through many lifetimes, and then at some point when you remanifest again in the world, you start to remember. Like Socrates said, that learning isn't the discovery of new things, but the remembering of what you already know. And if you can't remember, like if the fog of forgetfulness is too strong for you, then yeah, you won't see and you won't know. And then like that's tough. You're young though. When you hit 27, I think Russlat, I think you haven't hit 27 yet, have you? And so yeah, once you get around the age of 27, you'll have a change of heart, man. I can't tell you the exact secrets of the Tao, but yeah, let him know about Dark Journalist. I'm having a little bit of a celebrity feud with Gigi. Gigi won't talk to me though. She answered one of my comments one time in one of her live chats, and then she blocked me. Gigi Young, you guys know, Dark Journalist is a local friend. His expert intuitive. She's she doesn't like my candor. Life is a precious thing. Indeed, Nunu. Each life, every time we manifest in the material realm, we come here with a specific objective and goal. But once we get here, we forget about it. And many forget and never remember. And some of them would just rather forget and then fade into the eighth sphere. Nunu, which only mentioned in Greek scriptures, pretty empires would have been talked about across the world. It is talked about. People are rediscovering the ancient empire of Atlantis, and Atlantis is rising once again out of the hot zone, right? Like DJ likes to point out, hot zone activities, the Bermuda Triangle, but there are many such triangles. I'm right here in the middle of one of the Twilight Zone triangles in Old Peking, where both the ancient and the modern manifest simultaneously. There are pockets within the city here in Beijing where you can step into and you step back 1,000 years in time, and there are ancients dwelling within the gardens and commiserating and stuff. There are many immortals around you, Rustlad, but you have to have eyes to see them. The lips of wisdom are silent, but to the ears of understanding. And when you are ready, your master will appear. No, the Chinese scriptures, most ancient Chinese mythology and tales have the same tales. In fact, much of what is in the Western culture, I believe, is originally written in the ancient Chinese scriptures. Like they have a flood story, they have antediluvian civilizations, and then post-diluvian. Um, Yeah, 12:5. So there are stories that come down from the ancients. The Chinese mythology dates to about 50,000 years ago. Um, and begins with Fuxi and then Shen Neng and then Da Yu. So the two philosopher kings that existed, two or three that existed that were antediluvian, are Fuxi Sheneng, or yeah, Fuxi Sheneng and Da Yu, Yu Dadi. Um, I got trouble. Nobody wants to deal with that horse shit. So let me see here what we got going on. I'll check the chat, make sure I'm keeping up with you guys. Yeah, you know, it's only all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It makes Jack go bananas and grab his wood chopping axe and start going to town. The Earth went through a reset. Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's been through many resets. The ancient Egyptians said that the Greeks were so young they couldn't even remember who their grandparents were, and the hieroglyphs at the time of Socrates. Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, Karen, and it's all going according to plan. No, Rush lads, the thing you're not taking into consideration are the book burnings, the burning of the library at Alexandria, the hoarding of ancient manuscripts in the Vatican, the book burnings of even like the 16th and 17th centuries in America and the United States. You know, if you had ancient books that contained the reality of Earth's history and maps and so on like that, some of it slipped through the cracks, right? Like the Perry Reed's map and some others, the documentation of the Sonora Flight Club in California. There are traces scattered here and there, right? The Voynich manuscript, but the colossal books of the giants and so on, those are totally off limits to the public. You can't look at them. You can't go into Poland, where some of them are located in the ancient castles, and thumb through those. The true documents of our reality are in private collections around the world. But once you learn the secrets of astral projection, you can just project yourself right into their libraries and so on, and read through their books. But if you're a low level magus, they'll catch you and throw you out. But if you have any amount of spiritual centering and power within yourself, you can penetrate beyond their barriers. You can penetrate through their magics and get into the vaults of the dark celestials and read the documents for yourself firsthand. But be wary. They do have um, they have powerful guards set up, powerful demons that can consume your soul, man, and cause you a lot of trouble. And the more time you spend doing it, like I do, the closer you get to death. So you got to be careful. You exchange a high level of your light in order to be able to illuminate the world beyond. And the main reason you're here is not to learn from the world beyond, because you can do that when you're there. The reason you're here is to enjoy all of this, just get in there and have a good time. But don't destroy your light either. Um, yeah, that's right, Atlantean Neo. That's right. And like I was saying, the Egyptians, a different race, a different species of creature from what are there today. Um, they were well advanced on the way, and they talked to the Greeks a little bit before they just ephemeralized, just materialized and disappeared from our timeline. But they're not around, and they didn't leave those secrets behind. And like I said, most of the records are in private libraries. You can occasionally find grimoires that will point you in the right direction, but other than that, there's not a lot you can do about it. Just learn magic, man. It's the only way to get done. I gotta go, guys. We're having lunch, so I will see you in the abodes of the future, as above, so below. I'll stay in the chat room for a minute, but until then, do good magic.